Ooh, yes, we are recording. Hi, lady. Hi, guys. Welcome to Live, Learn, Let Go. This is a wonderful new segment I like to call From Strangers to Friends. We have Tasia here. I may pronounce her name a little funky just because I pronounce words a little funny and she's aware of that. But oh my gosh, I'm already doing it. Tasia.
Tasia.
There we go. Tasia was on episode 4 with me of The Spotlight, and that is how we met. And we still are kind of strangers. So we decided we'll hop on camera, we'll talk about our experience, about what we went through, we'll get to know each other a little bit more. And then Kelsey does have a. Why did I just call you Kelsey?
Because that was the whole drama. It was everything that happened. We can clear
Tasia,
this up on the podcast about me and Kelsey. We can clear it up.
Tasia does have a disability, so we
Mhm.
are going to jump in next after we talk about the spotlight about her disability and a little bit of what she has to live with, and she'll be able to tell her story and share a story. And she's never done that before, so I'm excited for everybody to be able to do that. So how are you, Tasia? Tasia,
Okay.
can
It's
I,
okay. It's okay.
can I call you Tay? Is that
You can
okay?
call me Tay.
Okay,
A
cool.
lot of people call me Tay.
I'm like, Tay is so much easier for me because I always like when I say something, I have to visualize the word as I say it. I don't know
Mhm.
why. So I visualize your name and I don't see a Y, I see an I. So it's almost like I try to pronounce it with the I instead of the Y. I don't know why. It,
But it's okay.
so
You can
it,
call me Tay. That's fine.
okay, cool. So Tay, how was your day?
Good. I had a really good day. Honestly, just working. Nothing special going on.
Bit about what you do for work because I do know that you briefly mentioned you work with people with disabilities. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, I work in an ABA clinic. ABA is a clinic where we work with kids with autism, and so um, I
Oh,
don't actually do any of the clinical things that go on in the
yeah.
clinic. I'm more so of like admin support,
Okay.
operations type of thing.
So
But I
what does a day of work look like for you typically? What do you do?
a day of work coming into the clinic, getting everything kind of prepared for people to run their sessions, ordering a lot of supplies. I feel
Okay.
like I order a lot of supplies and I do a lot of scheduling. I feel like it's the majority of my day.
Yeah. Do you guys have a specific place that you order from, or is it different all of the time, and you have to find
No,
different?
not anything specific, but
Right.
yeah, it's a lot of the computer work, not not the fun stuff with like the direct interactions with the clients all the time. But
Uh,
I do see them every day. But
that's awesome. I love that so much. Does that kind of make you think of different career paths that maybe you want to do? Because I know that you're still trying to find a good career path for yourself.
yeah, my background is in HR. And so my previous job, I helped build recruitment programs for
Cool.
different communities. And so a lot of it was early career, so interns, career changers, so people that were wanting to transition into the tech world because I was like a tech recruiter and then also military recruitment. And so I brought all of those
Cool.
different types of individuals into the company and build those types of programs and help support them. That was really fulfilling for me because one, helping people get the job in today's market is like is it's amazing, and also just helping a diverse set of people.
Yeah.
It's really I'm really passionate about that, and so now transitioning into what I do today, I still have that purpose and drive behind it. I really love interacting with the kids, and like everything that I do, I know has a direct purpose, and so wherever I go in life, I want to do something that has a purpose behind it.
Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. Well, you're making so much purpose of what you're doing already. And you just coming on the show that we just went on, like so many people are seeing you and you just had so much exposure with this show. And I know that's something you're so passionate about. So now people get to know you a little bit because the spotlight was such a fast paced game in 3 hours. I was so
Mhm.
impressed with the way that they put it on, but we didn't get to know each other whatsoever. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you remember playing 20 questions with like a brand new friend to get to know them, where you ask like
Yes, yes,
silly
yes.
little questions? So we're going to do something very similar. So I'm going to spitfire some questions. Don't overthink it. Just kind of whatever comes to mind. We're just going to get to know you a little bit more. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi. What kind of sushi?
Ew.
Eel to be, oh, okay. So
Mhm.
eel, like where it comes like actually on like the sashimi, where it's just like the rice with the eel on top, or like a sushi roll with the eel in it.
Because sushi roll with the eel in it, but then the eel can be on top as well. Eel avocado is my favorite.
Okay, makes sense. I
Yeah.
used to work at a sushi restaurant as a waitress, so that's why I know a little bit more.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's very like a specific question.
That's a this very particular question, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite time of day? Day like in the morning, afternoon, or night?
To do what?
Just what's your favorite time of day? Like, do you find yourself enjoying the most part of your day, like on a day to day?
I would say probably the evening.
Evening time. Okay.
Evening
Off of
time.
work. Off of
After
work.
work. Yeah. When
Relax.
I'm not doing anything, where I have zero obligations to do anything.
What is your favorite thing to do when you're sad?
Oh man, I'll probably just eat ice cream and like watch
Yeah.
movies. Call my mom.
What do you do for fun?
I love traveling. I like hanging out with my friends. Love reality TV, watching reality TV, and then going back with the traveling, hanging out with my friends. I actually like scrapbooking those adventures.
Oh, that is so cute. I love that. You'll have to share that with me. Where's the favorite place that you've ever gone?
My favorite place has definitely been Aruba.
Oh, you went to Aruba?
Yeah.
Oh, how awesome. What was your favorite thing you did in Aruba?
Oh, I just enjoyed the whole experience. I did ATVs, submarine. The resort was great that we stayed at. It was for my mom's 50th birthday, so we just went all out.
That's awesome. So you don't let anything stop you.
No.
Okay, so what's another question? What is your favorite reality TV show? I know you have a couple, but what's your like, I have to watch this. I can't go a day in the life without it. What is your go-to right now?
Oh.
I know that's
Oh, that is such a hard question.
okay. Give me top three.
Okay, right now, what I'm currently watching, of course, Survivor 50.
Yeah,
Which is has been interesting. Love the
I
people. The twist, not my favorite.
yeah,
Um,
I watched any of it. I wait for seasons to end so I can binge watch it because I'm so impatient. I
uh,
cannot stand the cliffhangers from episode to episode, week to week. I have to like give myself time to watch a couple episodes and just binge watch it.
yeah. I just,
So a great season so far. I can't wait to watch it. And I heard the twists are crazy.
yeah. I'm currently watching Million Dollar Secret. I know I'm late, but I'm watching that currently.
And what is that one about? Tell me a little bit about it.
So there's basically, I don't know how many people come into the SAG, but there's a
Okay.
box with $1 million in it, and basically you are the secret millionaire, and you have to go through a round doing a wild task. And if people notice anything out of the ordinary, they might call you out as a millionaire, and you might be eliminated. But they have to eliminate somebody each night. Um, and so if the millionaire survives the night, they could take the money, keep it, and continue to do it, or switch the money and give it to somebody else and then paint them more as a target. Because the tasks are so outlandish. Like one of the tasks that happened this season was um, say no cap 10 times. And so the millionaire's walking around talking about some no cap, no cap, no cap.
Dang, that sounds interesting. I'll have to watch that one.
No, yeah, I
I've
really like
heard
it.
of it. I just haven't watched it yet. What's your
Yeah.
third go-to?
Um, I love the love shows. So the Love is Blind,
Yeah,
the not really much of Love Island, maybe just Love is Blind, to be honest.
Bachelor and Bachelorette.
No, maybe Married at First Sight is one of them. Yeah, I would say around those two mostly as far as love shows.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I would say my top three reality TV shows is Big Brother. If I'm
Yeah.
sad, happy, mad, whatever is going on, that's just my go-to TV show. My second one would be Fear Factor.
Ooh.
The Fear Factor, House of Factor. I don't know, something about that is just so good and binge worthy. And then third one is Survivor. I'm
Yeah.
new to getting into Survivor though. A lot of people tell me that if I don't end up on Big Brother, I should apply for Survivor just because of my life and like what I've gone through. And I'm just like, those challenges are so hard. I'm a social person,
Mhm.
not a physical person, so I don't know about that one.
You don't have to be good at there's like so many iconic players that are not good at challenges, and there's some
Really?
game just takes them through.
Okay, maybe I'll have to give it a whirl. Why not?
I don't want to name names because I don't get to get dragged, but oh,
I
and I
mean,
also really, really like Extracted. I don't know if you watch that show. That is
oh
actually
my gosh, yes.
Extracted is actually maybe my favorite
You
reality
want to
show.
know the craziest thing ever
Yeah.
is the woman who was from Temecula, California.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed for her position of her job to
Oh.
replace her.
Oh.
Yeah, so I did not get a call back from Big Brother. I know May 31st is the cutoff date. If you don't hear back, you're generally not going to make it on the season this year.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, that's what happened. Didn't hear back. So June 1st, I immediately started applying for jobs. The
Mm-hmm.
first job interview I had was with her. And she's like, I got it, just got onto a reality TV show. And she says, I have to find someone to replace my job for 6 weeks. And she knew I wanted something more long term. So that's why she didn't hire me. Yeah,
Oh,
it was. I'm
okay.
like, what a cool freaking experience. I asked her, I'm like, what show? What show? What show? I won't say anything. Please tell me. And I was like, is it Big Brother? Because I tried to get on Big Brother. Are you leaving for Big Brother? What the heck? But no, it was Extracted. I actually like I had a
Mhm.
Zoom interview with her. It was the coolest like thing ever.
Yeah.
She was a beast. She made it to third, I think.
Yeah, I don't know
I
the
don't
person
remember.
you're I don't
I,
remember names. You said locations. I don't remember where these people were from, so I'm just like going with the story.
she
But
was the blonde, a little bit older, and I believe she had a sister,
Molly?
Molly. I believe it was Molly. She made it to like third or fourth, is what my friend
Yeah,
told me.
Molly. Molly and
I'm still
Polly.
catching up on that one. I'm still trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Molly is the girl I interviewed for her job because she needed
Yeah.
someone to take her spot for a few weeks. It was pretty cool.
Oh, it's really cool.
Yeah. And then I ended up getting hired at a different job that I absolutely loved. And then that company ended up closing and I got laid off. And so now
Oh
I'm
man.
like trying to figure out what to do with my life. And I decided to
Yeah.
open my wedding planning business back up. And I already got a first client. So yay me.
Yay.
I'm like, just one comment gets you so far sometimes, but one comment can destroy you. And
Yeah.
that's what's so scary about social media. Because I know you mentioned you like a little bit about social media. What am I doing? Why am I doing these games? What is out there? And it definitely is a little bit scary for that reason. Okay. What's something that you always do to make people laugh? You know how we have that go-to thing that we always do when someone's in a bad mood to make them laugh? What do you do?
Um, the thing is that I'm not known to make people laugh. I think I'm known around my family and my friend group to be more annoying. And so like I'm more of the affectionate person. And so
It
like
comes
for
off
example, like
annoying because you're so affectionate. Is that what
yeah, like I just want
this
to love
means?
you and like give you hugs and they'll be like, Tasia, get off of me, Tasia, get off of me. And
I'm
I'm
not
like, no, accept my love the way I want to give it to you. And so that is my way of cheering them up. I don't know if they enjoy it or not.
okay. Hugs and love. Got it.
Yeah.
You know, make people laugh. Same thing. Smile. Okay. If your life had a theme song right now, what would it be?
I don't know why I keep on laughing at all your questions. I don't know.
It's the final countdown. I'm just kidding. I almost sang that on when we were playing Spotlight.
Yeah, I heard you, but you sung it differently. You
I
switched
did.
up
I
words.
sang for Greece. Tell me why you should have Spotlight. I thought it was cute.
Oh,
You
see,
know, tell
I
me
thought you were
why.
gonna go with Backstreet Boys. Tell me why.
Oh, tell
Yeah.
me why ain't not yeah, it makes sense. No, but it was tell me why from even from Greece.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell me why, da, 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 like tell me why,
Hmm.
like yeah.
I love
I
Grease.
was in
I'm
Greece
gonna
and
let you know I cannot think of a song though. Like
oh, what's your favorite song? How about that? What's your song that you go to every time that you need? Like, what's a go-to song?
I think I don't know. I love so many
Top top three. How about that?
top three songs.
Or is that just way too hard of a
That
question?
is so
I feel like
hard.
anything music related is so hard.
I it is so hard because I like so many different things. I really my current artist that I like listening to, he's from I think Fayetteville, North Carolina. His name is Moray.
Okay.
He's like a singy, songy, rapper-ish person, but I like I like his music because a lot of the times they have like a theme to it. But
Okay.
I can give you an artist, but I don't know. I need to think of a
Well,
song.
what's your favorite song by that artist? How about that? Or is that too
My favorite song by them is called Fearless.
fearless? I'll have to
Yeah.
listen to that now. I love
Oh
music and
yeah. I would
what I
suggest
thought.
people listen.
No, go
It is,
ahead.
I was gonna say it is it has a little bit of explicits in there,
Pop.
Um
All good. I grew up as a military brat, so literally I was always around people who had a bad mouth, and I also have a bad mouth, but I know how to filter it, thankfully.
okay.
I didn't for a while. When I first started my podcast, I was swearing so much, and I'm like, I need a swear jar. I need to stop it.
It is funny because I actually don't at all. And so I just
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, see, you're not. See, my other friend, I have a friend named Star. She does all the visual work for my podcast, like my flyers, and she helps like with creative, like if I'm struggling with a creative way to get things out, she'll help me with that. So I call her my creative director, and she's also like that. What was I saying?
Mm,
I got sidetracked. What were we just talking about? See, my ADHD, I got sidetracked.
yeah. Just like swearing.
Oh yeah. Okay. So she pointed out to me how much I swear, and she does not swear whatsoever. So that's why I like turned my god damn it to gosh darn tootin',
Yeah.
and then my F to fudging or freaking. I tried so hard because I like she watches all my stuff. She's so supportive, so I didn't want to swear at all anymore. And I'm like, I don't know who else is offended by swearing. I've never really paid attention my whole life. I've never had a filter until recently.
Yeah. I'm
So,
not offended. I just don't do it.
and that's good. Like I really think it's special when someone doesn't swear. I think it's like the sweetest thing ever. Like I'm like I wish I didn't swear. I wish I had that little innocent mouth. Okay, so I think that's all. I wonder if you'd answer this one. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
I would. I don't know if I have a story. Oh, wait, I do have a story.
Okay. Tell me.
Should I share it? I feel like this is a common thing as like young
I'm
children.
sure everybody's had a story very similar.
Yeah, as a young child, I remember I think I was with my sister, leaving a McDonald's, and then I lost my pants in the parking lot. They were just too big
We're walking.
as we were walking. Yeah,
So did they blow off or fall down or what?
just fall down. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no. So you mooned everybody.
yeah.
Was there a lot of people around?
No, I was more personally embarrassed,
Yeah,
but
for your son.
yeah, I think I was with my sister with that. Also, I feel like my sister's gonna listen to this and be like, Tasia, this is not happening. You're making it up. Like, because I'm known to be a liar in my family.
You're
Everybody,
not a liar, you're just dramatic. How about that? Like
yeah, but stories are real in my head, so I think they are real. So she may or may not confirm this whenever she watches this.
that. They'd be like, you know what? In my head, I mooned you, so I mooned you.
Yeah.
It happened. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's talk about how we met.
Mhm.
We met on the Spotlight game show. That was so incredibly fun. And it
Mhm.
got heated, and it was the time of my life. We played this last Sunday. Today is May 14th, Thursday. We played Sunday, May 10th on Mother's Day. So about 4 days later, we're just now chatting to get to know each other. And I want to know, what the heck did you think about the game, Miss Winner over there?
Well, I don't think it was great. Like,
You did
personally.
amazing. I was so impressed. So
Thank
impressed.
you. I really enjoyed it. This was my first experience doing any type of gaming thing, whatever, online game, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I thought that it was a really, really great experience. I enjoyed it thoroughly throughout. I think I've learned a lot about myself because I always talk about, and I watch these shows and I listen to these podcasts, and I'm like, ooh, I would love to do it. Like I have the mind. My papa would also often tell me like, you talk to me for hours about these shows, like like I don't care, you talk about if you're on these shows what you would do, what's the right thing to do. Like I've listened to hours and hours of you talking about this, so like like so I actually finally got to do it, but then I realized that I'm a little bit more emotional than I thought I would be, because in my head I'm like, this is a game, it's a game. But then as soon as I got Spotlight round one, I was like, oh my gosh, I love everybody. I don't know what to do.
It was overwhelming, I'm sure.
It was
So,
so
you and I,
fun.
we were so competitive for the first round of Spotlight.
Hmm.
You said earlier when we briefly chatted off camera that you were gunning for Spotlight to be number
Yeah,
one. So was
that was
I.
my strategy coming in.
I knew just based off of watching the game before that if you get in there first, you have a chance of forming alliances pretty much with everybody and you're safe. I just
Yeah.
kind of I just kind of knew that going into it, so that's why I really wanted to be first. But even going second and sometimes third based off of the other rounds of the games, you can make it pretty far in the game. I didn't want to
Hmm.
get off first. Like I wanted to make sure I made it to jury, which I was the first jury member and I'll probably take that title. I was bitter, but I'll proudly take it. And I voted for you to win. But it was definitely one of the most interesting games I've ever seen, let alone been a part of. And I couldn't have been any more prouder of how our castmates played. I think
Yeah.
we did the best we could, and we did the best we could with what we were given. And those twists and turns that they throw to you along the way, you're just like, oh my God, no, stop it.
It was a lot. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed meeting everybody. I would say also one thing that I learned about just this whole gaming online community is that you meet so many amazing people.
Yeah.
I can you guess the person that I talked to the most after playing this game? I don't think you'll figure it out. Outside of
Drake.
Kelsey. Kelsey doesn't count, but
Drake.
Drake. No, it's not Drake. It's actually Jason. I don't know.
Really? I've been talking to Jason so much too.
Yeah, he's so great.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And see,
He's
I don't like when I first started reaching out to people to talk to them
mhm,
about doing the podcast, I'm like, what am I doing? Is this
mhm,
something I really should do? I don't know if I should do it. But then I'm like, everything happens for a reason. I have been
mhm,
struggling to find people to interview just because people in my inner circle don't want to blast their business. So then I'm reaching out to people who I don't really know or people who I know but don't know at the same time to just get to know them a little bit better. But when I got casted on the show, I just kind of saw an opportunity. I'm like, we barely got to talk. And then seeing in the comments
mhm,
that people really wanted to know a lot more about the castmates, I'm like, why not? I'm a podcaster and I know that you have a story to tell. I'm almost certain that every single person that was casted has some kind of
mhm.
story to tell. And you're on a reality TV show, so you obviously want to talk. So let's talk. So,
Yes.
casted, what was your experience when you applied? So how long did it take from the time you applied to when you found out that you were going to be on the show?
I don't remember the day I applied because it was so random.
Yeah.
And I literally sat there and I was like, okay. I watched, it was thanks to Derek Victy Frazier.
I
I
was
was
just
like,
that's how you found out about the show.
that's how I found out. Just watching him post about the episode that he was on, I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, this seems super, super fun. So I don't know. I applied maybe within a couple of, maybe after episode two, I'm
Okay.
thinking. Maybe after episode two. So it wasn't that long, maybe a week and a half. I don't know, till I found out that I was going to be on this episode, and I applied for like multiple episodes. So I didn't know which one that I was going to get chosen for, if I was going to get chosen. First of all, I didn't even think I was going to be chosen. And so I was like, let me just like use all the chances that I get here, you know? And like if I don't get this one, maybe I'll get the next one. I don't know. And so it was a really easy application experience. And I was shocked when I got that email. And I
So
literally did not tell anybody, like my mouth was shut.
what made you not want to tell anybody?
Because I feel like within like my friend group, within my like family, my love for reality TV is so intense and like so special. It's like I have friends that like reality TV as well and like shows like this, but I get so heavily involved and talk about it a lot. I was like, nobody's gonna want to hear me talk about this. Nobody's gonna be interested in this experience. This is like only a Tasia specific thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just keep this to myself. Nobody has to know.
So do they all obviously know now, especially that you won? Have they all gone
Yeah.
back and watched the episode?
Yeah, so my I was surprised. My mom and my sister and one of my sister's coworkers watched it live. Um, and I was so shocked because again, they don't love reality TV as much as I do.
Yeah.
That I thought they were going to make fun of me and all this other stuff. They were like, "Oh my gosh, no, this is actually so good." I'm like, "This
Yeah.
hurts." And then afterwards, my some of my other friends watched it across a couple of days because 3 hours is a long period of time to
Mhm.
sit there and watch something. But they were like, "This is so good. How did you?" It's like, how did you get involved? And so,
Were you
um,
just scrolling on Instagram and it just popped up one day?
yeah,
That's kind of what happened to me too. So interesting enough, I was passing through Instagram and I had saw Spotlight had just popped up and I didn't know what it was at first. So I'm not used to Zoom. I'm not used to digital world. I post and ghost my stuff just because I record things and then just post it. I don't even think about it because if I think about it, I'm not going to do it. That's just kind of the way I am. So I had seen it and the way it first was labeled on the advertisement, it said social game played online, but all I saw was 3 hour online game. So in my mind at first, I thought it was an actual like video game that you had to go and play.
mm,
I didn't think it was a social game until later, until I found out the actual,
mm,
after I was casted, until I found out the actual nitty gritty details of it. I didn't know. But after I was casted, I went and watched every single episode and I was like, oh my God, this is Big Brother in 3 hours. This was meant to be for me. If
mm.
I never end up on Big Brother, at least I got to experience something like it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. So going into the game, did you have any fears?
Um,
And if so, what were they?
I don't think so. I think more so that, like I didn't care if I went out first or not.
Yeah.
Because this is my first time. I just really wanted to have fun and meet people and um befriend a lot of people and just have this experience. I think the main thing for me is having an experience like this. I think it was a life-changing experience for me. And so I don't think I
Sure.
necessarily had any fears, more excitement, and I think maybe just a little bit nervous about um, talking because I know that sometimes when I get nervous or the spotlight is on me,
Mm-hmm.
I get a little bit flustered
Yeah.
and talking, and so making sure that I'm really good in communication and getting my point across more so than anything. But like, I wasn't really, I didn't really have any fears.
So what were you most nervous about? You kind of highlighted it on it just a little teeny tiny bit about talking. We couldn't have tell. I wouldn't have been able to tell that you struggled with talking and being able to say what you wanted to say when you wanted to say it. I would have never known. You did so beautiful with that. But
Thank
besides
you.
that fear, was there any, or not that fear, but was there any other nervousness going into it besides just that little having to talk to so many people so quickly nervousness?
Yeah, and then maybe it just being live too. Just the fact that it was live.
That was terrifying. I mean, I have applied for Big Brother knowing that like it's live feeded and all of these things 24/7, but I forgot that we were live. All
Yeah,
I
it didn't feel
all
like it.
all I felt was I'm talking to you guys. That's all in the moment
Hmm.
I was living through was what I was living in with you guys. And so afterwards, watching it back, I'm like, oh my God, so many people are watching this. Holy crap. Uh-oh. That was my nervousness going into it because I've always been very reserved with my personality unless you are in my inner circle. Because I've been,
Really?
yeah, you would think that I
Oh,
am this.
you said you're extroverted, yeah.
I'm extremely, extremely extroverted. I can talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere, but I do reserve certain parts of my personality. But recently, ever since auditioning for Big Brother, I have just let the cat out of the bag and I've been experimenting with what parts of me are accepted and what parts are not. And I don't think I was rejected in any harsh way other than just being silly and goofy. And it was rewarding in a way I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I was
Oh.
expecting to be hated because I'm used to hate. I'm not used to love. So the people who did
Oh.
love, thank you if you're watching. But I mean, you never know what people are going to say about you. And that's the hardest thing when you put yourself out there. And my whole podcasting and everything that I do on a day to day, that's the hardest part is putting myself out there because I'm hard on myself. So when people are hard on me, I'm like, shoot, other people are saying what I'm messing up on or what I'm not doing right or whatever. You know what I mean? So then when someone else points it out, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. I think for me, because I'll touch on it slightly before we actually move on to the conversation, but like because I have a physical disability, I'm very used to people making comments about me. So it's like I don't think I was necessarily I feel like if I was younger and like less secure in myself than what I am now, because there are pockets in my life that I have been very, very insecure.
Right.
Um, I think I would have been a little bit more concerned about that, but being so visibly disabled, like you can tell, like it's
Yeah, I
very
mean, from
obvious.
this angle, you wouldn't know though whatsoever.
Yeah.
So until you said something on your introduction, I would have never known that you were physically disabled. And you were the second person that I wanted to form a top two with besides Day because of the fact that like I have a mental disability that you can't see.
Hmm.
I'm bipolar and I have borderline personality disorder. I have ADHD. I have severe anxiety, trauma, and PTSD. So I'm a walking, talking hot mess. But in the best way. I'm chaotic in the best
Yeah.
way, as you said before. And I really wanted to work with you because of that. I was like, two people who have some kind of disability, let's make it to final two.
Hmm.
And it was kind of
Yeah.
the same thing with Day. I had that connection with him because he's a podcaster.
Yeah.
So that connection with the podcaster, and that's why I was so upset at the end hearing him how he didn't trust me and how he wanted. I was like, no, Day, like, what are you talking about? I was so frustrated, but that's just the reality of the situation that we were in. We didn't get the chance to talk when in other
Yeah.
situations you do. So, what is
Hmm.
your thoughts on this reality show that we were just on, where it's so competitive and it was so competitive with our episode? We're all so close, and
Hmm.
it's just so insane. Like my brain is like blown. I'm like, we all are talking and we all have this friendships going on after a game that we played for 3 hours straight and we didn't get to know each other as people. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? Like, I feel like this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced, and I hope more people get to experience it. And I hope that more
Yes.
people watch it to see what these experiences are like because I don't know if other cast members are talking.
Yeah, that's
I'm
very, very true.
there's a friendship going on and those circles as well. And what's going on in season episode two? You know, episode two, three, and four were people who didn't know each other whatsoever, besides a
Yeah.
couple people who, when the lineup came out, you guys find out that you're casted together and stuff like that with Kelsey. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But I know
Just
that there
people
was
keep on saying pregame, pregame, and I want to clear that up.
yes, we'll clear that up in a second, but you're not the only ones. There was
Yeah.
episode two and one where I guess people knew each other too. And so it's not that you guys are pre-gaming. We didn't know the cast until an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and
I
clear
feel
the
like
air.
not even that. I feel like I looked at it 15 minutes because I was driving home from work. No, I was driving home not from work, from my mom's house. because it was Mother's Day. And so
Yeah.
I didn't get to home until 15 minutes before we had to log on. And I look on the
You log
Instagram
off.
page.
We had to turn our phones off. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
production too much as a respect.
yeah.
We did, just so people know, we did not have access to our cell phones. They made us turn our cell phones off for the purpose of having a clean, honest game. So they did
Hmm.
do a lot of things to make sure that it was clean as possible. And the fact that you and Kelsey didn't know each other till right before and you guys played that game so well, like that really like says a testament to your guys' friendship. And so
Yeah.
just kind of clear the air. Like, so you guys didn't find out until the cast was released. Did you guys? Because you said you didn't tell anybody, so I would imagine you didn't tell Kelsey.
Yeah, this is the thing too. Kelsey lives in Asheville, I live in Durham. That is about a 4.5 hour drive. So I actually physically see Kelsey maybe once a year.
Oh,
Um,
you guys should see each other more often.
I know, I know. I don't see her that often. I talk to Kelsey, but we talk about the most outlandish stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like things that don't make sense. So I really like was shocked, first of all, that she even applied for this because that's not her personality. But I've talked to her about this show, so I did get her interested in the show.
Yeah.
Uh, but I didn't know that she like was applying, going through the whole thing. She told me that like she sent me her audition video afterwards, and it was like she auditioned in a cat in a hat outfit, which I was like, "Bro, why would you do that?
Oh my gosh, that's so cute though. That's
Why would
adorable.
you do that?" And then what really threw me off was just like the way that so we have this thing. I think Kelsey also just listens to anything that I say. And so seeing her in the game, like I already knew that like she's just gonna listen to me. um, knowing that when
Kelsey, we're good. Unless she's
yeah,
voted out, we're good. Which,
yeah.
speaking of, you were spotlight first. We both kind
Hmm.
of gunned for that. We both wanted it. I
Hmm.
knew going into the game that if you get spotlight early on, the chances of making it far are very good because you can form
Hmm.
alliances with people. You get to know everybody very well. It's just go go go. But I was secret spotlight. Where
Yeah.
they paired us up into groups of three. And I was
Hmm.
expecting them to do it maybe like one or two more times of rotations. So that way we had no idea, but they only did one time of rotation. So I only got to talk to two people during my spotlight, which was very
Yeah.
unfortunate. So I didn't get to really pitch all of my alliances that I really wanted to after pitching it with round one with you.
Yeah.
And you had
Because we
pitched the
did.
whole Steven alliance with me, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's
That I'm gonna be completely honest, that was a fake alliance. I didn't trust Steven at all in this game.
is it Steven or is it Steven?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's Steven, yeah. I didn't trust him at all in this game. As soon as he was eating that Chinese food, I said, there's something that I feel like he is hiding. I don't know. I felt like he was a threat. I was gunning for Steven. Steven, I don't know why, was my number one target. Absolutely great person. But when he said he wanted alliance with me and you doing round one, I was like, yes, of course. And then you said bestie alliance. I was like, yes, of course. But so we formed that final three. But I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna try to get Steven out any chance I get.
And that's the thing that's unfortunate is had we had more time in a game situation like Big Brother or Survivor where you get more time to talk, everybody's targets probably would have been way more different. I feel
Hmm.
like I would have been way more of a target from the get-go from
Hmm.
our own alliance members just because I am a hard player. It's very obvious
Yeah,
that I'm a competitive person and I'm a very social person. And those two combinations together, that's target. So
yeah.
I was very shocked when I made it as far as I did. But when I made it as far as I did, I really thought that like, okay, I got this. Like I'm good. And then when Kelsey voted me out, I was like, no.
And I'm sorry, I feel like I should take the blame for it because it was literally, I mean, some people did say it watching it back, but again, I really do. I said Jess or Mike, because you're on the outs, and I'm trying to save you because I know you would save me.
That episode, that when I was voted out, I thought Paige was gonna go, and then I thought I was probably gonna be the next one. That's the way
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting it to go because Kelsey had mentioned Paige. And I had
Yeah,
noticed she was way more reserved during conversations. She was a little bit more quiet. We kind of had the getting quiet people vibe out, which is interesting that
hmm
Kelsey made it so far because when I was Secret Spotlight, I had to eliminate someone in secret, but everybody voted for me. So we all kind of knew I was going to be Secret Spotlight. So I
Yeah, we agreed on that.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to be a secret about it. And then someone in the comments was like, I'm laughing at Jessica for saying she's secret spotlight for so quick. I'm like, we all said if you're secret spotlight, just say who you are, no secrets.
Yeah.
So there was no, I would have revealed it to anybody who asked because I wasn't going to keep a secret. I mean,
Yeah. And
there
we
was,
already knew that it was you. We already said we were voting for you.
and if,
So,
and on the spot bot on, I forget what it's called, Discord, I think it is. He
mhm.
posted who voted for who, and everybody but two people voted for me for Secret Spotlight. So it's like
Mm.
it's very obvious that I was going to be Secret Spotlight either way. But I'm like, do they make these twists as they go? Because I jokingly said in the next conversation after my spotlight, I was like, watch them do back to back spotlights. And they did. I cursed us.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I open my big fat mouth? But if we had the chance during like a normal competition, so anyways, I'll get right back to that part because we didn't get to talk very much. We would have had more time to get to know each other. We
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Survivor, in Big Brother, they have so much time to talk and get to know each other that other conversations probably would have been had. We were just kind of going off of a vibe from a computer screen. That's what
Yeah.
we go off of. We didn't have in-person energy. We didn't have in-person conversations. We had nothing really to go off of other than what we felt behind the
Mhm.
TV screen.
Yeah.
That's the most interesting concept of this game is like we're judging people so harshly so quickly and
Yeah.
judged.
Yeah, and it helped for me. It was just also like I also was very familiar with Dave, so I was never going to vote him out until the end. And
Yeah.
so I was like, he didn't know me, but I watch his podcast a lot, and so I was like, oh my gosh, like I love you. We're final two, final two. That's like it was. I was going to probably run the same playback. I would be interested to see. I don't know how I would play if I didn't know anybody at all.
See,
Um,
when I was Secret Spotlight, my two people that I was stuck between was Kelsey and Jovi.
mhm.
And the only reason why I went with Jovi is because he didn't say, I don't think anything at all. And Kelsey said a few things.
Yeah.
So that was because Kelsey spoke up a little tiny bit more than Jovi. That's why I didn't go with Kelsey. So I'm like, shoot, could you imagine if I would have voted Kelsey out? How would this game would have went? Because that was
Yeah.
round two that she would have been out with your alliance that I had no
Mhm.
idea about until it was talked about during jury time.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. That would have been very interesting. That would have been a very game changing.
I it was this close. I was stuck between those two, and it was so hard because Jovi is probably the sweetest guy ever. I'm trying to
He's so
find them on
nice.
Instagram. I'm trying like there's a couple
Yeah.
people I haven't been able to track down from our cast on Instagram, or a couple people I haven't got responses from. Kelsey for one. I'm like, I don't know if I was too bitter at her and she was
I'll
angry.
tell you,
I
I
talked
keep on telling her to respond to you, and
like
she
I don't
said
hate you. I'm just a sore loser. You voted me out, girl. Of course I'm
she's not mad at you. She's
not
not.
mad at her either. I want to give her the biggest hug ever, and then we can just have a shot.
No, she's not mad at you, by the way. She hasn't responded to a lot of people. I keep on telling her to reach out to Mac too to talk about anime. I don't think she's done that. It's just like I think she needs
I
time to
need to find
process.
there's a couple people I haven't been able to find, and Mac is one of them. Mac, I finally found Paige. I can't find. Oh, I found Drake. He hasn't responded to me yet, but I do want to do a group, kind of like this, where we all hop on Zoom and just chat and get to know each other.
Yes, that would be great.
To tell their story, and we all can ask questions. And
Yeah.
I just
She
signed up.
did tell me to tell you that she'll be down for the reunion, and I was like, you know what you could do? You could tell her yourself.
Yes,
Stop talking to me through people.
I cut it off as like Kelsey. I wish you the best because I didn't know what else to say. at that point because I was like,
Yeah.
I get why she voided me out. The second she was like, there's no connection. I'm like, yeah, there was not no connection. Duh. I shouldn't have voted for you for freaking Spotlight. I should have voted for my Alliance member, but that's okay. I wanted you to be Spotlight because you didn't have a chance. And
Yeah,
that's
I promise you she is not upset. Like
okay, good.
she's just not the best responder.
So with that being said, we will what made you want to sign up for the show? So I know you briefly have said because of your disability. So what about your disability? What about the show? What about everything that's been going on in your life that's made you want to take a chance at a show like this?
Yeah, no, I just really like the concept of the show. This is a really good show.
Yeah,
So having the opportunity to be on it to me is just phenomenal.
it's such a
Um,
cool feeling. I'm still in shock about the whole thing. It came
yeah.
and went so fast. And I'm like, can we go back and play again? Because what the heck?
We need an all-star season immediately.
Yes, immediately. We need after we well, what we need is we need after like the same week they need to be doing interviews with people just to like get the stories out there and whatever else they chose. In my mind, whoever is behind the spotlight is choosing these people for a reason. And I say
Yeah.
these because there's so many different people that they're choosing of all different walks of life. And we need to hear their stories, just like we would hear with Big Brother or Survivor. But at the end of the day, I'm like, is that what their whole concept behind the game is? Is they don't want people to know who these people are and they just want them to watch the gameplay?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just planting seeds out there that I think it would be a huge hit to have an after the spotlight where they talk to their people that they casted, however long of an interview they want to do, and they do it for every episode or every episode that they do. They talk to the castmates because I think it would be
Yeah.
beautiful. And they should
Yeah.
do a reunion. They 1000% should do a reunion where Alex asks us questions. 1000% because it would be so heated and so interesting to know.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but overall this show is like really, really it's a good show. So I couldn't not apply. Like the show was way too good not to apply to. It's produced really, really well, and it has some good backing and vetting. Like you've had people that like I'm familiar with be on the show before,
Yeah,
even outside of
exactly.
the reality TV's episode. But like every episode, I was kind of familiar with somebody, so I was like, okay, I could
They
be
keep you
part of that
interesting.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me more interested.
Yeah. So we'll put a pause on Spotlight because I think we've
Okay.
talked a little bit enough about that one. I want to turn into your disability a little bit because I know
Okay.
that you did say that being in the spotlight, your disability had a huge part of that. So, what about your disability and what about Spotlight made you want to put the two together to really be in the spotlight for a change?
Huh. I think that so just to explain what I was born with,
I
I
was
think
going to go into this whole definition thing, and I'm like, nope, I'm not the expertise. I'm going to turn that floor over to you. Go ahead.
so. I was born with a form of spina bifida. So I was born with a tethered spinal cord, and kind of to illustrate it to what my spine looked like. When I was born. Part of it was in a knot, and then part of my spine was missing. And so they had to untether or unknot my spine and then put a metal rod for the part that was missing and reattach it. So I've had a lot of surgeries under the age of 2 of just for my spine, and then also I have like a an ankle rotation, and so I had surgery around that area as well. I'm fine. I don't remember them. I just know I had a lot. I feel like around that time it was more impactful for my mom than than me because I just don't remember it. I think for me it's pretty normal, and so people kind of try to apologize for me having a disability. I'm like, well, I was born with it. This is my life. This is what I'm used to. This is my normal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did
and so
your parents know about your disability while your mom was pregnant? Did it
I
come
don't
up
think so.
in ultrasound?
I think it was so what ended up happening was I was born and then the doctor said that I was a happy, healthy baby, everything like that. And I think I don't know what month it was, but my mom started to notice that like when she would hold me up, my legs were just dangling. Um, and she was like, I don't think this is like normal like this. There has to be something going on. And so I think that's when they figured out that that's what my condition was.
And so you say you're born with spina bifida, and then
Yeah.
um it was a twisted spinal cord. Is that normal for spinal bifida, or is that specific towards your condition? So what is spina bifida if you had to define it? Like, what's your best way to educate someone on exactly what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Ready to go if you want me to read it, but I
Yeah,
wanted
I
to get
will read the definition because I don't want to, I know the specifics of me. I don't want to go
okay.
broad and not.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's why I wanted to make sure I gave you a chance to talk before I even said the definition. Um, okay, so spinal bifida is, where did it go? Sorry. Spinal bifida is a condition where the spine and the spinal cord don't fully develop before birth, and everyone's experience with it can look really different. That's the
Okay.
that's the
So
easiest.
that makes sense. So what I basically explained. So I know like I said, I know how it impacted me, but like formally, like how it looks in other people, I'm not sure.
Right.
Um,
So when you were growing up, you're born with this, and you said your mom noticed your legs dangling. You now are able to walk?
yeah. I can
Okay.
walk.
Were you able to walk as a kid?
Yeah.
Like when you were
I just
young?
walk with four-arm crutches. And so growing up, I used to walk with a walker.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude if that came off rude, but
Oh,
I'm like, I don't understand how it
oh,
all works, and I'm just trying to give you.
no, 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 no. You're fine. I'm an open
Sorry,
book.
I'm like my
So,
social anxiety. It feels weird asking certain questions, so I just had to clarify. I didn't mean to be rude.
no, you're fine. So I used to walk with like a walker.
Okay.
Um, and then I don't I think I wasn't feeling it anymore. And so they tried the forearm crutches, and I think that's pretty much I don't maybe since I had to be since daycare. Um, where I just had the forearm crutches, and as I've grown, I just got bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. Now I'm not growing anymore, so I'll have the same ones for life.
So
Obviously,
what
as
what do your daily symptoms look like for you? Like what's something that you have to deal with daily that people wouldn't know
I think. Ooh,
about? Sorry, I got some
yeah,
questions. I told you.
yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting this. I just feel like I feel like people would expect it being a little bit more painful than it actually is, but it's really I'm not walking in pain. Um, I think
You,
that
when you do
um,
walk, do you struggle with anything while you're walking?
I think with walking, I tend to lean towards like this side, and
Okay.
so I'm
Towards
some
your
so
right.
yeah, towards my right, yeah,
Okay.
towards my right. Sorry,
No, you're good.
um,
I'm just making sure I'm going the right way with you.
yeah, towards the right.
Okay.
And then my ankles do like my foot, I have a foot rotation. So um I think those are the main things. And so my lower extremities are a little bit weaker than my upper extremities. And so like my I have really great upper body strength. The rest of it is not as strong. And so a lot of people are
Feel
like
everything.
asking.
You feel everything from down below.
Yeah, I also don't really have a feeling in my lower body. So like people like when I go to the nail salon, people will be like, is the temperature good for you? I don't know. I can't feel it. Like I can't, I don't know if it's hot or cold. And so that's a lot of the things that I have to like be cautious of because I can feel temperature in my hands, and so I can determine if it's hot or cold based on like how my hands are feeling. And so if my hands are freezing, I'll go ahead and put on socks because my feet are also probably very cold. But I don't know because I don't feel it.
That has to be the struggle within itself that people don't see is the fact that you are walking around and you're pretty much mobile, but you don't have as much feeling as a normal
Yeah.
person would. So that's probably what I would describe as that struggle that people probably don't realize that you have.
Yeah, I think so.
You,
Yeah, I think I've kind of adapted to it because again, it's
you're
kind of
born
like
with it, so
I was
obviously it's
born
just
with it.
all.
Yeah, I think it's why I'm trying to like figure out symptoms and things that people wouldn't necessarily think about is because in my head, all of these things make sense. Like they're all
Yeah,
new to me. And so I'm like, I don't know, what do other people not,
you've
deal with on a
never
day to
had
day?
to think about it whatsoever.
Yeah,
You've just been living your life as a strong, badass, resilient woman that you are.
thank you.
And
Another cool thing that people also bring up too is just like my driving, because I drive with hand controls. So I don't use my feet to drive. And so
okay, that is
people,
cool. So
yeah.
that's a very uncommon thing. Can you describe that to me? So how do you drive with your hands?
So
I'm sorry, you're the first person I've ever met that that's gonna be describing a story like that. I wouldn't know anything different. I'm very curious if that's okay for you to say.
yeah. So most people are very interested in this part, so I thought I would share it. So basically, there's like a little metal contraption piece that's attached to the pedals, and so the gas and the brake. And so there's a lock on there on the piece where I can lock it, and it can't be used, and then I can unlock it and it can be used. And so anybody can drive my car. Like I can only drive my specific car because I don't use the foot pedals and because the contraption is already built into my car.
Okay.
Um, and
But
so basically,
anybody else could use your car though, because you can turn that conception
I
on
can
and off.
turn it off. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And you literally pull, it's like a handle. You pull back to go and then you push the brake. Pull back to go, push the brake. So I drive one hand gas and brake. And then on the steering wheel, I have like a knob on there and I hold the knob like this. And so I'm literally just like whipping around, gas brake like that.
Okay.
Hopefully the
That
visual makes sense.
no, the visual does make sense. So your right hand is the gas and the brake, and your left hand is controlling the wheel.
My right hand is controlling the wheel and my left hand is gas and brake. Yeah.
Okay, so it's very much so opposite of what you would be using for your feet because we use right foot. So your left hand and right foot.
Oh, okay. Didn't
Or
know that.
yeah, so when you're driving a car, you use your right foot for gas and brake. So you're
Oh,
using your left hand for gas and brake. So it's almost opposite.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That is so interesting to know. Is it scary driving that way?
No, not at all. It was actually, so I got tested when I was 16 to see if I can use the pedals. My reaction time was just way too slow in my feet. And so they were like, you're going to get in a crash. Like you won't be able to brake in time if something happened. And so it's a lot safer. A lot of people might think like you're only using one hand to drive, like you're supposed to be 10 and 2,
Yeah.
but no, it's a lot safer for me.
So what age did you get your driver's license at?
16.
16. Okay. Did you fail the first time though, is what you said? Because there's like slow reaction, or is there like
No,
how
that was prior
or
to me getting my driver's license.
okay.
And so,
Okay. So prior. Okay. So you
yeah.
didn't fail. You passed the first time.
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, like so my brother-in-law, he took the regular drive, and I don't want to say too much, but he took the regular driver's test, and it was so hard for some reason. It's really hard on some people, and he failed twice before he got his driver's license. So I'm
Oh,
glad that you, with a disability, nailed it first try. I'm so proud of you.
yeah. I feel like too, I feel like the person, my driver instructor, was very impressed because she didn't see hand controls before. And so she was like, "Oh my gosh, how are you driving?" I'm like, "You're supposed to be like
You're
testing
supposed
me
to know
here."
this.
Yeah.
Huh,
Like,
okay.
how does this work? And so I think they were more impressed than anything.
So who taught you how to drive with the hands? Did you have to go to a specialty school, or was it like something you had to teach yourself?
I remember I have a big white van that I had to drive. I don't know if it was, I took driver's ed at school, and I
Okay.
believe that somebody else had to come to the school to do the actual driving portion of it. And so I did that until my parents, my mom and my papa got me like a car.
That's
And
so
then my papa pretty much taught me how to drive.
Oh, you talk about your papa. Like, is he someone that's very special in your life?
Yeah, he's my stepdad. And so
Okay, okay.
um
It's either grandpa or stepdad. I knew it was one of the two.
yeah.
Figured I'd give
He's
it
he's my stepdad. I can't call him stepdad though. Like it's not. He's been in
a
my
weird
life since I was 3 months old. So he's been such an integral part of my life. I love him so much.
have. That's so sweet. I love that.
Mhm.
It's always good when you have a good stepdad who almost just feels like a dad.
Yeah.
I love that you have that for yourself.
Yeah.
Um, so when you're driving on the road, has there ever been a situation that has just been absolutely terrifying for you? Or have you been pretty much good on the road and you haven't had any bad things happen?
No, I feel like the occasional people just like breaking. I'm like, I got a break. But it's like I feel like those are like the day-to-day types of things. People cutting you off. I feel like the normal
So
things
it's
that might
all normal stuff on the road. It's nothing too crazy. What kind of car do you have?
I have a 2008 Nissan Altima. I need a new one. Um, that is my goal.
Wants to sponsor Tasia with the car? Just saying,
Somebody give me a car.
give you a Toyota, Toyota Nissan. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
Make your
I
dreams
need a
come
car
true.
that's paid off.
Yes.
Like,
Car that's paid off. That's just even better than the model you have now.
yes.
So, do you like to drive or is it scary for you?
It's not scary. I don't like driving though. I
What
love
don't you
sleeping
like
in
about it?
cars.
You like sleeping in cars? I'm one of those people too where I'm like, if we're heading somewhere and it's longer than an hour, I want to take a nap.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
will drive the
sit.
max I will drive is maybe 2 hours. Because my sister lives currently, she lives 2 hours away from me. And so I go see her, my niece, my nephews a lot. But that will probably be max for me as
Yeah,
far
so
as
I know when we drive, we have cruise control. Is there a cruise control for the hand controls or no?
I have cruise control in my car, yeah.
You do for the hand. That's so cool to know. How do you turn your cruise control on? Is it the same settings?
It's on my steering wheel. It's the same setting though. Like it will be like so the hand controls are an attachment piece, and so all the features of the car will still be in the car. It just
Yeah,
in addition with the hand controls. So I'll still have cruise control and all those different things.
it's just so cool to visualize. Now I want to go for a drive with you on a little road trip. I'm like, I have to come visit you. We got to go on a road trip and just have some fun, have some car karaoke, find a fancy restaurant. That
If
is
you're ever down in North Carolina,
North Carolina. I grew up in South Carolina for about 5 years.
what
Yeah,
part?
I was Charleston. That's
Oh,
why
my
I pronounced words so funky because I was born in Georgia
mhm,
and it was in St. Mary's, Georgia. Then from there, we moved to Charleston, South Carolina. I lived there till about 5 or 6. So
uh-huh,
in kindergarten is just after the time I moved. And then I went to first grade in Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut till I was 18 years old. And then after I was 18, I got into a really bad domestic violence relationship. And so my
mhm,
dad took a job in Hawaii and got us away from the whole entire situation. In Hawaii, that's where I met my ex-husband. My ex-husband lived in California. He was in the military when he got in the military, he moved to
mhm.
California, and I've just kind of been here ever since. So I'm not
Oh,
originally from California, but I'm an East Coast girl.
yeah, I was gonna say my dad's side of the family, they live in Georgetown, South Carolina.
Oh, wow. I love South Carolina so much. I actually have not been back since I was like maybe 7.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to go back. I remember it very vividly though, which is very interesting. I remember our house, I remember everything.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh.
it was such a good time. It was blue. We lived in a blue house that had these like, so when you pull up to the driveway, it had a divot in the driveway. And so
Hmm.
my parents got these like ramps to put on the divot, and it was gold metal plating. And that's all
Hmm.
I remember with these gold plates along the bottom part of our driveway. And anytime you would go into the driveway, it go boom boom. And then you pull into the driveway. And it was the most beautiful blue house in the world. And I was obsessed with Mickey Mouse. And I had a bigger bedroom than my two brothers who had to share a room. That's how spoiled I was growing up. Is my two older brothers who shared a room and shared a room until we moved to Connecticut. They literally had a smaller room than I had. I was so spoiled.
Oh.
And it was all Mickey Mouse decor. Like I remember the bottom part of the wall would have Mickey Mouse, the what is it called? Like wallpaper?
Hmm.
Wallpaper, yeah. We had Mickey Mouse
Yes.
wallpaper at the bottom, and then the top half was light pink. Because pink has always been my favorite color. And then when I was a teenager, I had like a dark, dark neon pink in my room. So pink's always been my number one favorite color, but South Carolina is
Dang.
so beautiful. North Carolina is beautiful. I want to come visit sometime.
All of my appliances and everything is literally pink. Like I'm sitting at my dining room table. Here is my this is my salt shaker.
That's
Here, salt and
cute.
pepper. Here are my napkins.
Oh, I love that. Do you live
But
alone or do you live with people?
I live in my own place.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, very like highly independent. Always will be. There
That is
is a running
incredible.
joke with everybody that I come across is that I hate asking for help.
Yeah,
And so they'll be like, Tasia, do you need help? I'm like, no, like please, like leave me alone. And um, it's gotten to a point where people will just be like, if you need help, you'll tell me. Like, I'll leave you alone.
yeah. So is there a way that you ever wish for any of your people that are watching, if you never say you want help, what's a way that they could help in a way that doesn't feel intrusive for you? How can someone help you in your daily life that doesn't feel like it's actually helping you where you need the help, where it's a nice way of helping you? What can someone do for you?
I feel like a lot of the times when people try to help me, although their intentions are good,
Mhm.
they do things that often stand in the way. And so, like, for example, because I lean forward a little bit, I
Mhm.
walk with my crutches and lean forward. So I'll put my crutches in front of me if like I'm walking down a flight of stairs or something like that. And so they think I'm going to fall, but literally I'm just putting my crutches in front of me. So they put their hand out to try to catch me. And I'm like, you're actually going to make me fall. Please,
Yeah.
like, please stop touching me.
Do you find yourself having to have these conversations with new people that you interact with, like in person for the first time, where you have to like tell them, like, hey, like, you please don't do these things? Do you tell them ahead of time or do you wait until the moments happen to kind of address it in the situation?
Normally as the moment is happening, because not everybody does that. But there's been situations where I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need help. I don't need to be,
But
um,
if
uh,
you could think of one thing in particular, besides not getting in your way, what's something someone could do to help you? There's got to be something that you just wish, like, I just wish someone would do this to help me. Like, what would that this be?
um, I don't know.
It's a hard
Um,
question, I know, because you're so independent. I can just tell that you just don't want help. You're
yeah,
headstrong, you're independent, you're resilient, you're amazing, and I'm so inspired by you already.
thank you.
No, like if I ever were to come see you, what can
Mhm.
I do to help you with your
I
daily life?
think that the main thing is that it's just really dependent on the moment. And so, like, if I ask or I say that I need help, then like just listen,
Yeah.
rather than like trying to jump into something that you think I may need,
Okay.
um, just because I know myself the best. And
Yeah.
so,
So basically,
um,
out of your way unless you ask is the best way.
yeah, or just listen, because then like sometimes they'll
Yeah.
be like, hey, can we help you out? And I'll say no, and then like it will be like a repeated thing. And I'm like, well, I already said no. Like they're like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine.
Okay. And it's probably just because they don't like, and I can understand. I have this way with my personality of when I talk to people, I always try to see both sides of the story. So I see
Mhm.
where you're coming from, where you're like, I got it, I got it. I don't need help, I don't need help. But I also can see the other side where people love you so much and they just want to help you the best that they can.
I
So it's
agree.
I could see the butting heads. I could see you just being so headstrong. Just leave me the heck alone. I got this. But I mean, it's nice to know that like you will ask for help if you need it. And that is so inspiring. That is absolutely the most
Yeah, there was
inspiring.
a point in my life where I wouldn't ask for help and I would try to overexert myself and push myself a little bit. Um, like growing up, I was a part of this organization. It was like a college access organization.
Yeah.
And my mom we would do college tours, and obviously that's like a lot of walking. And so my mom would force me to take a wheelchair. And I hate being in wheelchairs because it just made me feel like I'm already like walking with forearm crutches, and so I'm like, okay, this is an obvious sign that it made me feel a little bit helpless,
Yeah.
in a sense, growing up. And so,
Or
I there was points of times in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm overexerted myself. I'm tired. We walked throughout a whole college, multiple colleges, and I do need to sit down. Like I do need to take a break.
yeah.
Um, and people that know me well will be like, Tasia, like it's time. Like sit down. Take a breath. Like you can like we can tell that you're tired. But then I'll
Yeah.
be like, no, 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 I'm fine. So there were those moments where I was like that. I was like that a lot growing up. But then I was like, you know what? Because of my idea of how other people perceive me, it shouldn't like I shouldn't be a detriment to myself. And so I got out of that. And so now I'm really like I'm okay of asking for help when needed.
How did you get out of that mindset of the way people perceive you? How did you get out of the mindset of asking for help for a change and allowing yourself to accept the help?
I think realizing one that people do care about me, and realizing that it's coming from a place of care and not necessarily from a place of pity, because sometimes uh,
Yeah.
people try to assist because they pity for me or they feel sorry for me, and I'm like, this is nothing to be sorry about. Like it's a difference of experience. It's a different condition, but I'm not ashamed of who I am. And so a lot of the times that's where it stemmed from. And then realizing that sure, those people do exist, but also the majority of the people that reached out for help or asking if I need help are only asking because they truly do care about me and my well-being. I feel like that was kind of that turning point for me. Also in school, a lot of the like in college and high school, a lot of my interests were like writing essays and theses about people with disabilities. And so I interviewed and talked with a lot of like my community and surrounding friends and families and things like that. And so they kind of shared their perspective of like, hey, like we really do care. Like I understand like this may be a feeling, but it's all out of care. And so it was a lot of relearning and retraining my brain on that one.
That that alone sounds like it's so incredibly hard to just go through when you know you have family members and friends who just want to help you and care for you, but you have to put a boundary down for yourself. How did you feel putting these boundaries down to separate the fact of like, I know you guys want to help, but I like when you like, because obviously you went through this whole process where people just wanted to help and were forcing themselves on you to help, is what it kind of seems like from my point
Yeah.
of view, as you went through that
Yeah.
whole kind of process and you had to go through a point where you put a boundary down to where unless I ask you for help, don't help me. What was that process like for you to have to put those
Yeah.
boundaries down for yourself to continue to be who you are today?
I think it was just because it happened so consistently and so frequently. And
Yeah.
so eventually it was just like a understanding gap and a difference of perspective between me and other people. And so I think it took one learning their point of view. So I'm not coming out of a place of just like anger or frustration, that I'm coming out of a place of I know that you care about me, but also if you care you would
Yeah.
allow me to be independent. Because I want to be like, of course I need assistance and help with certain things in life, but I also I want to do things on my own. I want to
Yeah.
travel. There's like, and I want to have these opportunities where I'm not reliant on other people. In college, I did study abroad for like a month and a half in Spain all by myself.
That's
And
amazing.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if I've relied on so many other people in my life
Yeah.
to, I don't want to, for lack of better words, coddle. I don't coddle me.
With that
Um,
being said, is there a place that you would love to travel to on your own that you haven't been able to go to yet?
I really want to go to Curacao. So it's like in the ABC Islands.
Yeah.
Um, I really want to go there. I heard it's better than Aruba. It's like Aruba, but better. And I
Yeah.
really like it. So
Oh my gosh. Well, you have to start planning that trip to make it happen for yourself. It sounds like you love traveling. Do you travel more often alone than with people, or do you prefer to travel with people?
as far as traveling, I do prefer with people just because it's like a foreign place. And so
Yeah.
I travel the most with like my mom and my papa. I'll try to tag team on their trips a lot when allowed, and just like insert myself in. I'm like, oh, you're going to this place? Add me in. Here's a couple of dollars for my
I
ticket.
want to go. Can I come, please?
Yeah, let me go.
Awesome.
But I do want to start traveling with my friends more, but me and my friends are the worst planners. Like we'll say something and then it never gets done. So,
If you ever need help planning a trip, I used to do trip planning for a company that I used to work for. So I know how to plan trips.
oh,
I'm so more than happy to help you guys whenever you need help planning a trip because it's so much fun.
oh,
I love planning vacations,
awesome.
especially because I can't afford vacations because I'm unemployed. And like the only vacations I do afford is going and seeing family or on these little podcasting adventures I'm about to take off
Mhm.
on tomorrow on. Um, but I would love to go and see the world in a different, view of light than what I have been. And I envy people who are able to do that. So if you ever need help, please let me know. I'd love to plan a trip for you.
Thank you.
And I've helped so many of my couples when they did wedding planning for their
Mhm.
honeymoons. I've always helped them plan their honeymoon trips as well. So if they ever needed suggestions or advice, I don't know what it is. It's just it brings me joy to just someone wants to go somewhere and they don't know where to go and what to do. And I like to research stuff because then if I ever had the opportunity to go there and be around there, I know somewhere to go to in that area too. So it's like I don't know where you just said you wanted to go. I can't remember the name, but I'll research it and we can plan a trip because you should go there. If you want to go there, let's figure it out how to make it happen. How many friends do you want to take? What are their budgets? Let's go, girl.
But I want to get a little bit more financially stable first, and then I'm taking more because I am now at the age where like my parents are super, super helpful.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's time for you to fly. For you, as I talk about being independent, it's time for you to be independent. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to make good decisions and not spend all of my money on DoorDash.
Right? DoorDash is so convenient. So convenient. So, where is somewhere in the US that's realistic for you to be able to travel to that you'd like to go to that you haven't really planned a trip to, or where's somewhere that you would like to go to next?
In the US.
Yeah, because you're talking about all these places that are out
No.
that might be a little unrealistic. What's something a little bit more realistic that we might be able to get you to do?
I don't know if where in the US it is but I've seen it a couple of times. I
Mhm.
don't know if you've seen those things. It's like those train trips where you're like sleeping on a train and you're like going by the mountains,
Yes.
but I don't know where that is.
I don't know either, but I want to go with you. I'm over here trying to plan a trip with your bestie. I'm over here trying to do what you do with your family. Like, can I go with you?
Yeah.
Let's plan the trip together because that sounds
We
amazing.
were the Bestie Alliance.
Exactly. So, Bestie Alliance road trip across the country in a train sounds amazing. And I am so patient with road trips as long as I don't have to drive. I don't
Yeah,
mind. I love
that's the
seeing
thing. Me too.
I don't like driving because then I can't see things because I'm too focused on the
Yeah.
road. I don't get to enjoy the surroundings around me when I'm on a road trip. So being
I
on a
don't
trip,
like driving because I can't sleep in the car. And I'm telling you, the car is the best place to sleep. I've said this before,
yes,
but I
I
love sleeping in the car.
best naps in the car. And you know what's so funny about me is so my daughter, she goes to school, but I think I told you a little teeny tiny bit about it, is me and her dad are no longer together. So we live
Mhm,
an hour apart from each other.
mhm.
So when she started school, we really had to choose which district she was going to be in, and one of us was going to have to bite the bullet with driving. I bit the bullet with driving because he's in the better school district. So I drive a whole entire hour to take her to school 3 days a week, one way. Yeah. So 3 days of my week, I spend 6 hours of just driving my daughter to and from school. But that doesn't account for traffic. So sometimes the hour in the morning is an hour and 20 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour and a half. Sometimes on the way home, it could be 2 hours, whatever it may be. Now, sometimes I'm tired in the morning because I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and I sleep in my car in a park. So the amount of times I've taken a car nap while waiting for my daughter in school, I don't want to admit to, but I get you and I feel you on The whole car's are
Yeah.
the best place to sleep because there's some times where I'm not even joking. I've gone and taken a nap in my car in my driveway because I sleep better in my car.
I see. Sometimes I pull up to my apartment complex and I'll call my mom and I'm just sitting in my car. And then my mom's like, "Are you inside? Is everything locked?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sitting in my car." She's like, "I hate when you do that. I hate when you do that." And I'm like, "I just like sitting in here. It's really let me breathe."
You know what? I always say that people have a place where they feel safe in their house. Like in your life, you have places you turn to where you feel safe. I have three: my bedroom, my bathroom, and my car. Those are the three places in my life that I feel the most safe. So the most safe place that I feel like is my car because I'm in the most control of. I'm
Yeah,
in the car. I'm the one with the keys. It's mine. I'm in control. Bathroom, I feel the next safest just because I'm behind a locked door. And I know generally if you're in a bathroom, nobody wants to bug you.
right.
Nextly, I feel most safe in my bedroom because I can lock the door and just be like, leave me the fuck alone.
Hmm.
So those are my top three go-to places that I feel the most safe with. So do you feel pretty safe in your car where you just feel like at peace when you're sitting there and that's why you generally
Yes.
spend and chill in
Yeah.
the car even when you're
Yeah.
not.
I feel like I have the same top three. And then my number four would probably just be like my mom's house in
Oh,
general.
so
Yeah.
sweet. How often do you see your mom? Because you talk about your mom and your papa a lot. Are you guys generally very close?
I'm close with all of my family. I talk to
That,
my mom every day. I talk to my sister probably every day as well. I talk to my
how
papa
old is your sister? Is she an older sister or younger?
older. She's 10 years older than me, so
10
37.
years.
Yeah.
Wow. My daughter's 15 and she does not have a sibling from me. Yet she has three siblings from her dad. So she's been able to enjoy all of the siblings over there. Me and my husband, we struggle just because I have PCOS. So it's a little bit harder for me to get pregnant. We've had several miscarriages and stuff like that. But yeah, one of these days she'll have an older sister, an older brother. She'll be the older sibling over here and she'll get to take care.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I love sisters. I never had a sister growing up. I had two older brothers. So I never had the sister environment until my brothers got married, where I have sister-in-laws
There's not a lot of men in my family. And so
now.
it's always us girls. And so I think me and my mom and my sister, like we're very close knit. It was a really great environment to be raised in.
Did you ever notice an age difference between you guys growing up? Like, did you notice the age gap, or do you feel the age gap, or do you generally feel like you guys are just close and age is nothing but a number?
I don't, but I'm also the younger sibling, and my sister might have. I think she felt like I was, while she was in college, I was the annoying younger sibling. I think she still feels that way. And I feel like too, there was just a difference in one, my mom, um, in raising us, and so my mom was obviously a lot younger, 10 years younger than
Yeah.
when she had my sister, and so. It was just like the environment was just very different. We grew up differently. And so I think she comments a lot about just like the way that we grew up. Um, and so I think she feels it more so as the older sibling than I would. Because I'm just like, oh, that's my sister.
That's so cute though. That's at least you have that like vibe where it doesn't feel like it's such a big age gap and you guys are able to just get along so well. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that so much. I love that you have such a big family support with everything and that you were able to really overcome so many hard times in your life. Is there a time in your life where there was an era where it was just such a hard period of time for so long for you? Or has generally you been able to be so resilient in your recovery and what you lived through that you haven't had very much hard times? What does it really look like for you?
I feel like a lot of my life was hard. I think I'm talking about it in a very positive
You
light, but
are. That's why I had to ask. I'm like, you're talking
yeah. But
positive.
I felt there's a lot of times of my life where I felt unworthy. I felt depressed. I felt insecure. I didn't wasn't confident in myself. I feel like that was actually the great majority of my life. Um,
How did you get through that? What did you do to help yourself to really be the confident person you are today?
there are a couple of things, and I'll give you an example that happened recently.
Okay.
where I was in a very, very like long-term depressive state.
Yeah.
When I lost my job, I was laid off from the job that I had in the tech industry, and I was unemployed for 8 months until I have the job that I got now. And so, and during that time, I felt super unworthy and transparently, I thought a lot of the reason why I wasn't getting the job was because of my disability, because I would make it to these final round interviews and then these interviews would be in person and I wouldn't get the job. And they were like, when I asked for feedback, and they'll be like, I don't know what to tell you, like you're great, but we went with somebody else. And that kept on happening every single time. And so in my head, I was like, they don't like the way that I physically am. This may or may not be true, but that was the pattern that I was noticing, and it started to get very, very heavy for me in that time. And when I get into that state, often would like lock myself in my room, just sit in the dark all day and just like lay there. No blinds or anything. And it's like my mom would have to call and be like, "Did you open the blinds today?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "Can you just open the blinds, please?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay." And then I wouldn't do it. They were, it was like that for a long time. Especially during that 8 month period. But there's been times in my life where I've been that low. Um, I would say there was a couple of things. One, just my faith, and so I have a really great community of people that love and support me. And putting my faith in something bigger than myself, I think really, really helped me out a lot. They were just really loving and supportive. Um, Outside of that, my family um, was just really, really supportive of just me. And so, although I felt alone in that feeling and emotion, like I wasn't ever alone. Like I had people who would come see me, randomly pop up, randomly call me. And so I think that the community and support really, really helped, really, really helped me.
That's awesome. It's really important. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but at the same time, it really does take a village of people behind you to live through a disability. And whether that disability is visual or mental or just something that nobody sees whatsoever, I really truly love that you have a full support of people behind you to help you get through every single day. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure that you have hard days and you are so resilient and so strong. It sounds like in your healing that you don't allow for people to help you just to make it easier on yourself. You won't ask for help unless you need to. And so the fact that you are so strong, it's so inspiring and it really inspires me to want to do better in my daily life.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Because
it.
I'm over here, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like there's been days where I've been in bed and I didn't want to talk to people at all. And I just felt super low and I had nowhere to turn to. And the fact that you've gotten out of that, that just inspires me so much more if, when I do have those
Yeah.
to get out of bed.
Yeah, knowing that there's hope in the future has for me been a thing. And two, that it's okay not to be okay. And so having those low moments, like it's okay, it's going to happen. Life is not perfect. You're not going to always overcome a situation with a blink of an eye. I think towards the beginning of our conversation, I felt like I kind of, said like I've overcome a lot. I've talked to a lot. There's been a lot of situations that happened in my life, and like now I'm at a stage where I'm more freely able to talk about it because I'm on the other side of those particular situations. But sometimes it takes a while to get through it, and so I just want to encourage people just keep on moving, keep on pushing forward, and yeah, it's okay if you're in that low state. It happens.
So, what are you most, you talk a lot about hope and being hopeful. What are you most hopeful for your future?
I would say for me, just hopeful that, I mean, just in general, just very, very optimistic as a person.
Yeah.
Uh, but hope, I think my hope stems from situations in which things have happened came forward on the other side. Things have happened that came forward on the other side. And so I know that when things are happening, um, I'll eventually be on the other side. And so I think that's where it stems from, of
It's
just a
beautiful.
hope of overcoming things.
That is so beautiful. If you had any words of advice for anybody listening that may be living with a similar condition as you or living with the same condition as you, what types of piece of advice would you have to give them, and what would you like to say to them have something positive to look forward to?
Yeah, I would say find your purpose in life. I think that have being disabled, for me, living with a tethered spinal cord is pretty easy for you to get lost in it. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to say like neglect because that is a part of my, that's why I talk about it a lot. Like it's a part of your identity. I don't think it's, don't forget that. Like it's very important. Utilize that and capitalize off of it to propel you into something that's bigger than yourself. Um, I think for me, that has helped me move forward. I think, like, for example, um, growing up, there's this big thing in it's in Durham actually, where there's like in the Mayo Clinic where uh, it's a day where all the kids with spinal bifida would come and get looked at and get checked out and do their like yearly doctor's appointment. And so there will be all the kids with the same conditions as me coming in on that one day from all over the state.
That's so
Um,
beautiful. I love that. Did that make you
and
feel alone in what you were going through? Like, how did you feel
um,
when you were in those environments where there's just so many other people like you?
I would say like it's more of a rare condition, but like I wasn't alone in it. And I think one of the things that a lot of parents would tell like my mom and my papa and my dad when they would take me to these appointments would be like, how is your kid like doing all of this? How are they walking around? How is she doing that? How is she doing that? And I think for me, what really as far as like thinking of things beyond yourself. It's just this is just me on a day-to-day basis living my life, but how
Yeah.
that helps somebody else in the same condition as me, where they might not be able to like I walk with four-arm crutches, so yes, I use like a assistance to walk,
Yeah.
but there might be somebody else that's just struggling to get up, and then they see me just walking, and that's inspiration to them, and so
Are
that
so
within
inspiring.
itself brings me a lot of hope. Yeah.
So it gives you hope that you're going to continue to inspire people throughout your daily life of just being who you are. You have hope that
Being
you
who I am.
people.
Yeah.
And I
I just have to
definitely,
change myself to impact this world. I think is basically what you're saying.
you
Yeah.
don't have to change a thing. You do not have to change a thing to impact the world. You just need to tell your story. And that's what you're doing now. And I think that you should try out for Survivor and Big Brother. Don't let your disability stop you. Because I mean, they say you need to be in excellent physical and mental health, but what is their excellent physical mental health? What do they mean by that? Would they break the rules for someone who they find inspiring? They want inspiring people. I would say that if you allowed yourself to put yourself out there like that, the only way you're ever going to know if they would accept you is if you try.
Yeah.
How would you know? How would you know? You didn't think you were going to be accepted for Spotlight until you put yourself out there?
I really didn't. And I'm still kind of confused on how I got
I'm
on.
confused too, girl. I'm like, why did they choose us? What about this whole experience did they want us for? It was so incredibly being chosen for something like that. It really does something to you where you would think you would get a big head, but it's even more confusing when you're chosen for something like what we were chosen for because now I'm like, why? Why was I chosen? I want to know why. What about me made you want to choose me? And I'm sure you're probably feeling the same way, especially with everything that you've struggled with. I have my own different struggles, but I mean, my struggles are not physical, so I couldn't even imagine putting myself out there with your disabilities. My disabilities are completely different. So, I mean, I'm so inspired by you. I couldn't even imagine how many other people are going to be inspired by you as well.
Well, thank you. And if you want to see, because I really am, I'm not
Yes,
faking it.
please. Honestly,
Um,
I was gonna tell you, take the floor. Please stand up. Do what you gotta do.
okay, 1 second.
Yeah, take your time. Don't rush. Whatever you need.
The thing is that too, I only brought one crutch too. I normally walk with two,
Okay.
but I'm gonna turn. You're gonna see my house a little bit, so a little
Okay.
bit. You see the peak,
Hey! Look at you.
but I really do. I used to walk with two, but oh wait, you can't even see it that way.
Yeah, I see the one. I don't see the other one.
Yeah, the other one I think is like in my room. But normally when I'm walking around the house, I walk with two. But this is how I move around. Is
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
are you ever able to move with just none at all, or do you need one at least to be able to move around and get about? Because I
I
mean, you
never.
look like you're doing amazing. I wouldn't think that you need those things whatsoever, but if you need it as a crutch, I would understand.
Yeah, no, I need to walk efficiently. Yes, I would need something to help bear
Okay.
weight on a little bit. But I can take a few steps without any at all.
Well, look at you. I'm so proud of you. I want to just like give you a round of applause. I want to come give you the biggest hug in the entire world. Like, I'm air hugging you. We have to get together in person one of these days and we can take a little mini train trip around North Carolina. We'll have to do that.
Yes,
I will
I really
probably
want to do those train trips.
yeah, we'll have to do that because I feel like everything's meant to be for a reason. I love traveling. I'm a traveling podcaster, so I generally try to do my podcasting in person so that way I have the in-person
Mm,
connection. And obviously we met over Zoom, so we're going to be connecting again in Zoom. But I mean, I would love to in the future plan for a time to come visit you for a weekend whenever you're free and get to know you a little bit more in person and actually develop our bestie relationship that we wanted to do.
this bestie alliance is real.
It is. It's so real. And I feel like that's really, at the end of the day, maybe what the Spotlight producers wanted. They wanted to see what happens afterwards, what happens after the Spotlight. And, I really do hope that they do start doing interviews with people afterwards because what they're putting on is absolutely incredible. I'm just in shock that I was in part of something so incredible. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, I have to tell you, like this whole experience has been to me. I keep on saying life changing, but it really has.
Yeah.
Um, it was amazing. I'm so glad I put myself out there. I was expecting nothing, but so glad I put myself out there.
I'm so
And
glad you did too, because now you have a friend. You
yeah, I was
gave
gonna say I met amazing people.
them.
Um, I'm going to try to like get out more into like the reality TV space. And so like I was talking to Jason, I think last night about trying to do some watch parties. So traveling maybe to
Oh yes,
watch parties.
I would so go. I'll meet you guys somewhere.
Yeah, but I feel like Big Brother doesn't do it that often. Because I know you're a big brother, like you're the Big Brother person.
I know
You're
that
like,
Brooklyn from she lives in Texas. She does
mm-hmm.
parties for Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
And figure out how to get to one of their watch parties in Texas together.
And you know what? You asked the place in the United States that I would love to go to. I've never been to Texas.
Hey,
So,
I've been twice. I've been to Dallas and I've been to Austin. Those are the only two
ooh,
places. Dallas is where I went for the Dallas Open casting call for Big Brother, and it was one of the most beautiful areas I've ever been into. And it was just
ooh.
so nice, just to, even though it was freezing cold, I put a sweater on and I just went and walked around. People were so friendly. And if I could move to Texas, I would. I understand why people move to Texas now. A lot
Oh,
a lot of people from California moved to Texas to relocate just because it's a good place to relocate to, and now I understand. I
yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed my whole entire weekend when I was there, and I would go back in a heartbeat. And she lives
Oh,
right there in Dallas, Texas. Or does she live in Dallas, Texas? I forget. She might be in Dallas, Texas. I don't remember. But either way, she ended up in Dallas, Texas. I think she's in Texas. I'm almost certain she's from Dallas, Texas. I feel bad
yeah.
not knowing off the top of my head.
Yeah, Big Brother, #1 super fan, not knowing Brooklyn, the
I'm
iconic
almost
Brook.
certain she's from Texas. She's from Dallas, Texas. She's from
She's
Texas.
definitely Texas, yeah.
My brain, like, because we've been talking for so long, my brain's just like mushed. I'm like, I'm almost certain she's from Dallas, Texas, and that's why she ended up in Texas while I was in the middle of the open casting call. But what I remember was she was actually out of state during the casting call and she flew back just to be able to try to make it there in time. So maybe that's
Oh,
why I didn't think that she was from Texas because I did get a picture with her and I got to meet her.
interesting.
I got to meet
Yeah.
her. It was so cool.
You
He,
met Quinn?
I did meet Quinn. Yes, I got a picture with him. I haven't posted it, but I have to track it down. But I didn't get to meet Quinn. He was
See,
at.
this is why
Mhm.
I need to get involved. I
Yeah.
really,
And
oh,
honestly, girl, even if you, this is the way I look at it: is you go to these casting calls, you do these experiences, you never ever know if you're going to make it on. But the experience behind it and the memories you create, those are the most more like amazing things
mhm,
ever. Like go to open casting call. I had people there and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but people were bringing chairs to sit in at the open casting call. So you could easily, if you had to be there for hours, which you will, if you want to go to a casting call for Survivor, for Big Brother, for any type of reality TV show, you'll have to be there for hours. Unfortunately, there's no
yeah.
handicap. I mean that nicely, but people were bringing chairs and they weren't people who were disabled. So I know that you can handle that. I'll go with you if you want. We'll go to an open casting call together. I don't care. For whatever TV show you choose, I'll go with you. I'll experience that with you. That's what besties are for.
May we also apply for the civilian version of Traders with Gigi?
Yes. Ah, Traders is so good, but I don't have a poker face. So I don't know that I would be very good at Traders.
But you will be entertaining.
Yes.
You will be like Bob the drag queen of Traders.
I'm like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
No, Bob was iconic.
Okay, good. I want to be iconic. That's what I've always dreamed of since I was a little girl, just being iconic on TV for a good reason, not for a bad. Because there are so many times where you'd see people for bad reasons, and then the bad reasons would become good, and then eventually the good becomes even greater. But I don't want to be for bad. I only want to be for good.
Yeah, no, I just feel like the misguided situation. I feel like at a round table you would be hilarious and would say something along those lines.
I probably would. I'm really certain I would. And that's like, and I remember when I went to the Dallas Open casting call. So I only knew of Jesse Tannenbottom from Big Brother as the casting producer. I thought he was
Hmm.
the producer. He's the casting director. Oopsie, didn't know that.
Hmm.
I just saw his interviews when I went to go apply. And ever since then, I just Googled Jesse Tannenbottom interviews. And ever since then, I just would watch videos and videos of him of what they're looking for because I've never applied for a casting of anything. And if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right. So, watching so many of his videos, it just was this like, I don't know what these people look for in videos. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, how do you create such a perfect video for you to stand out? It doesn't make
And
any
that's what I tried to figure out because in my video, I was just my this video, I was messing up. I was stumbling over words. I was like, well, this is good enough. Like,
but yeah, and when I went to that Dallas Open casting call, I was interviewed by a casting producer and another one. Another one was in the room, and then I had a casting producer mainly interviewing me. But the only producer I knew was Jesse Tannenbottom, and they do put out interviews. They want people who want to be on TV. But I remember during my interview at that time, I remember telling the lady, like, I don't even want to be on TV. I'm terrified of being on TV. I just want to go play the game. And now I realize at the time when I said that, I was manic, mid like unmedicated, still coming down from a mania. I don't know why I said I didn't want to be on TV, but now I understand why. Is because I'm actually would be good at TV.
yeah, no,
That's why it's
you're gonna be
terrifying.
hilarious.
I've only ever failed in things in my life. I've never really seen success. And if I have seen success, I knock myself down off my own pedestal to not give myself a
Mhm.
big head, to just kind of try to stay humble about things. But with Big Brother, how do you stay humble about being chosen for a TV show like that? Like, how is that going to happen? I'm sorry. Like, if you're chosen, like, yeah, that was for a reason. We were chosen for the spotlight for a reason. We were meant to meet for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And
Yeah.
I'm just in shock still that the universe and that God has aligned all of our stars to meet the way that we did, because I feel like it takes one person willing to make a change and willing to make a difference to stand up and make that change and make a difference. And that's something I've always wanted to do with my podcast. And that's something that you want to do within yourself and with your own community. And I feel like all of us are just going to build together and we're just going to stand up to make a change together within our own little episode 4 of Spotlight. Because
Yeah,
I know
episode
you're
4, the most iconic episode
yes,
ever.
absolutely. That's my goal. Is I've always wanted to be iconic in something, and I thought it was going to be Big Brother. I never thought that I would get an opportunity like the spotlight, and I was so sad when it ended so soon. I really was.
Yeah, I
Like,
will say towards the end with the whole jury speech or situation that happened, honestly, people wanted it to go on longer. I know it shook Kelsey up for a minute, but honestly, I kind of, not to say I want my friend to suffer, but I kind of wish it went on longer because watching it back, I was like, what is this talking about? What is like,
just my elimination with Kelsey went through it on the jury. I felt so bad because my elimination made her go like my question, and I was the first question, and then she had more people coming, and I was like, "Uh oh, I'm so sorry, girl." I like almost opened the camera
I don't know
once
how to answer
just
any
to
other
ask
question.
everything. You had the jury so easily. People didn't come after you. People came after Kelsey, and that's just the
It's
way it
Paige. What
works.
did Paige have against me? Have you talked to Paige? You
Oh,
ask her.
yeah, like if it was you, and that's the thing is you never know how these games are gonna go. So the fact that you and Kelsey got to the end and you guys are friends, and then nobody knew that you guys are friends until the very end, and then all of a sudden we're like, what the heck? And then we have to be bitter, but we also have to still play the game until the end, and we're like, this is like, what in the world is even happening?
Yeah, it was a good thing. And, like I knew immediately. I was like, anything that I tell Kelsey, she's just going to agree. In the terms of this game, not in life, but in this game.
Yeah. So how did you and Kelsey meet? Just the viewers now. Like, how do you and Kelsey know each other? When did you guys meet? How long have you guys known each other? Just because that
Yeah,
was such a highlight of the episode, I feel like it's very important that we kind of chat with that about here because we didn't really get to
we
we didn't
we
get to
met
earlier in the episode, so we should probably talk about that now.
yeah. We met our freshman year of college. So we went to college in Raleigh, Meredith. Um, in 2017 was our freshman year. And we actually lived in the same dorm room. Kelly is very like when you first meet her, she's very, very, very quiet. And she's gonna hate that I told this story because she keeps on saying it's not the truth. It is most definitely. But I literally was like, "Hey, Kelsey, like, hi," because I was very extroverted because in high school I felt like I had to like quiet myself down a lot just because the environment was very new from like my elementary and middle school experience. The
Yeah.
environment was very, very, very different. And so I went from like in high school, I was in, I mean, in elementary, middle school, it was public school. And then high school, I went to a charter school. So the environment was just very different for me and I didn't feel as comfortable. But going into Meredith, I was like, okay, let me be extroverted, let me be myself again. And so I was like, hey. And then she did not say anything. She just walked past me. I was like, what? I guess I won't talk to her again. Like, what happened?
Oh my goodness.
Um, and then it was just like in college, there was like a really big group of like 20 of us. And
Oh
then the
wow.
group eventually just got smaller and smaller and smaller into like the core group of friends that I have now. And Kelsey, just obviously we just became a lot closer. She was my junior year. We shared the college apartment campus together. She was my roommate then. And then it was going into senior year, but COVID happened, and so we she ended up going back home. And so ever since then, I see her about once a year, but I talk to her quite frequently just about like random things, like things that are
Yeah.
going on at work. She tells me things that are going on with work with her. And so um, we became really, really good friends
Well, from
there.
college roommates to the spotlights, you guys truly have done it
Yeah.
all together. And that's so
And
incredibly
so it's different.
beautiful that you never ever would have expected your friend to apply for a show like you did, let
Yeah.
alone being casted on the same episode. And I'm glad we're able to bring light to that. Just because I know that was
Uh,
probably one of the most confusing things of the episode is whether you guys knew each other before the episode, during the episode, what it was, and what the dynamic was going into it. So Kelsey didn't know that you were casted, and you didn't know that Kelsey was casted either,
Mhm. Yeah,
correct?
it
So
was it was
you
very
guys,
shocking.
I think we briefly talked about it earlier, but you guys didn't find out till about 15 minutes before we all had to sign on online. And we
Yeah.
all had to turn our phones off. So the second we turned our phones off, obviously we're not chatting anymore and we have to wait till we all chat together. So did you at any point talk to Kelsey prior to talking to her in one of the group settings of the game? Did you guys like message each other, or was it just strictly you didn't chat till the game started?
No, like, so we've talked about Spotlight before because I introduced her to it, but I didn't know like we were going to apply and get casted on the same one. So about the game before, but
Yeah.
not in the sense of like us pre-gaming together and like, yeah, we've talked
Yeah.
about just like how the episode's like, this is a really cool episode. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you know that she applied?
I knew that she applied, but not on the same episode. So
Okay.
I found out that we applied for I applied for like three different episodes, and she applied for like I don't know. I didn't realize it was the same episode, and then also I didn't know I don't know, and then we didn't talk about it afterwards. We were just like out like we just
Yeah.
yeah, it was just like a thing. So I knew that we were talking about applying and that the application well like I submitted my application and she submitted hers, but like I didn't know we didn't talk about any of like the specific details of anything. So again, it was seeing her on this screen was very shocking to me.
So did you see the cast reveal with her in the cast reveal, or did you only see her when she was on the screen when we all came together?
Yeah, so yeah, the 15 minutes prior to when the cast reveal happened, I saw her then, and I was like, I was first of all, great photo that she chose.
Yeah. You're like,
Um,
that's probably a little bit of relief because you're like, oh my gosh, I've got
yeah,
something out
I
here.
was, yeah, I was like, so prior to then, I was like, well, of course, I'm working with her, and
Yeah,
then my
right.
idea was gonna work with Davion or Dave. I was gonna work with him because I saw him on the list, and I was like, first of all, I didn't realize his name was Davion, and
Yeah.
didn't know he was going to be on as well. And so again, I saw everything when the cast list got released.
Yeah, and I really do like that they did it that way to where you like I found out maybe 4 days. I found out on Thursday and we were casted Sunday. So I didn't find out
Yeah.
that like in a long advance. I found out enough time to watch each episode, enough to learn enough about the game to know that I needed to be
Yeah.
the spotlight to make it far in the game and to gun for it from the get-go, which is completely opposite of Big Brother. Big Brother, you don't want to be head of household first. You want to coast along in the game and make alliances from the get-go. You don't want to be there because you don't want the target on your back. Because if you have those people who you put on the block who don't get evicted, they're going to come after you. Whereas this game,
Mhm.
it's a little bit different. The person you went after is gone.
Right.
You don't have to have that stress about, oh my God, I evicted this person. Now this person's going to come after me too.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how they laid out the game. I really am, I'm quite impressed, I guess, is the easiest thing I can say.
Yeah. I am impressed with this whole situation.
It's completely mind blowing, and I don't think that they expected me to interview people afterwards when they hosted me and they asked
Hmm.
me to come on. I don't think that they expected me to take my hostessness and reach out to all the other house people and just want to talk to them. But I'm glad that I did. And I mean, all of them, but a handful are wanting to chat. And it's interesting because now we get to see what they thought about the whole experience and now what their stories are and everything else in between. And I think it's going to be so beautiful because everything truly does happen for a reason. And all of this really was meant to be.
Hmm.
But is
Yeah.
there any final words that you want to say to anybody out there who is struggling with anything? It doesn't have to be with the condition that you're living through, just in general. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody who may be going through a hard time right now in their life?
I would say, and I think I've said this a couple of times, but like find something to put your hope in. For me, I put my hope in Jesus, my faith, like that's the things that I turn to. But if that's not your jam, like find something to put hope in. Don't feel like you have to, it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel your emotions and go through your emotions, but don't feel like you're alone because my hope is that there is somebody that is in this world that loves and cares about you. I think
Yeah.
for me, a lot of times in my life that I felt alone, I just have somewhat pushed away. I'm really good at pushing people away and setting those. Sometimes it's boundaries, sometimes it's pushing people away, the ones that really care about me, because I am so much in my own feelings and emotions and how things are, but utilize the people around you. And even the people that don't fully understand you. Like there's a lot of times with my disability within itself where my mom has been a great support, but my mom also does not understand. And so there's a lot of times where I have to like tell her like, I'm feeling this way. I'm gonna need you just to let me feel this way. And she would be confused. She wouldn't understand. But she would be like, okay. So when I'm saying finding those groups of people and finding those people that support you, finding those people to let you be who you are. They don't have to understand you completely and fully. Nobody's going to understand you completely and fully anyway.
Yeah.
But they'll be right there for you.
And that's something that I really found healing in my own mental health issues. I've mentioned before that I live with being bipolar, and for a while there was people that I was trying to turn to that just didn't understand, and they were someone who I couldn't really talk to because we were butting heads too much about my own personal issues that I was going on with. So finding people that I could talk to about certain issues. So I don't know if with you, you have someone you can turn to about certain issues and you know that that's your go to person about that issue, but you also know that same person you can't go to about a different issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find the people who you can go to about certain things, but not other things. And then you learn to have your people in your corner for different walks of your life of what you really need them for. And some people will be there for you more than others just because of a different dynamic in your relationship.
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
have people like that for you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Um, I think for me, I I feel like I feel like everything goes back to like my mom, papa, and sister, but I go to them a lot, but I go to them for different things.
As you should. They
Yeah,
sound like they're your biggest support system.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, I love that. I appreciate you chatting so much with me with everything to do with Spotlight, with your personal life, with, just getting to know you a little bit more. And, I do think that your story is going to touch so many people out there. And I thank you so much for sharing everything that you shared. I know it was a little bit more vulnerable at times than you probably were wishing it to be, but what's something that you have learned from what you lived through so far in life?
Um, I've learned to keep going. Um, Despite like what I'm going through, just keep moving forward. Keep on believing in myself
Yeah,
and trusting that everything will just work out. I
I
feel
love
like.
that. That's so beautiful. And what's something that you could let go of that you feel like has been either holding you back or is a part of you that you just wish wasn't as much as there as possible? Like, what's something you can just let go of to really continue to heal and be the best you that you can be?
I think that I can continue to like not overthink. So I've grown a lot in self-confidence, but I do like my wheels turn a
Yeah.
lot still. Like I've become more confident and secure in myself, but I also really care about other people and how certain things I do might impact other people. And so I over-explain myself and certain things I'm like, you know what, I don't have to explain.
That's so relatable. So you've learned to not over explain and to let go of your need to and What I'm seeing is being a people pleaser.
Oh, yes, very much so. I'm very much a people pleaser.
So you've let go of your people pleasing ways a little bit, is what I'm kind of
I'm trying to.
trying to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
I'm
That's so
still in the process of letting go. Like, that's one of the things that I'm going into.
it's quite a process, and it's something that I'm so passionate about with my movement and my journey and my purpose of this whole live, learn, let go is there's so many things that we've lived through, but it's when you don't take the time to sit down and reflect on what you've learned from what you've lived through to let go of the things that are just holding you back. And
Yeah.
so I like that you are taking the time to reflect and think of the things that are holding you back and what you can let go of, and that you do know that's a whole process in its own, and you're not offended by that. So many people get offended when I say let go of it, and it's like I'm not telling you to let go of everything. You know the whole saying where you can forgive and forget
Mm-hmm.
and let go and forget, but you're not going to forget about the traumas that you lived through. You're letting go of
Right.
what you've lived through, and you've learned from so much of it. And the second you can let go of how much you've gone through, that's when you really can live through so much more of a better light of life. And you really
Yeah.
just see the light in a better world, the light
Yeah.
in a better world, or whatever I was trying to say with that saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. 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 For
I think
sure.
your story is going to touch so many people, and I'm so thankful that you decided to come on here and chat with me about everything that you've lived through and everything that you've learned through, and how you're still learning to let go of some of the things that may have held you back.
Thank you. And thank you for opening up your platform to somebody like me to talk to you. Hopefully everything came across because sometimes again, I try to trouble finding words sometimes and explaining
Yeah,
things sometimes. So hopefully it came
I think
across well.
I think that's the most beautiful part of it all is this is I didn't warn you before we talked, but I do like to keep my episodes unfiltered, and I don't like to go back and edit anything out of our interviews. Is there anything that was mentioned that you may feel like you want edited out of our interview?
No, I think so. I don't remember everything that we talked about a
Yeah, and
lot.
that's what I just kind of because I feel like in the moment you would feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't say that. And so that's why I always give an opportunity like beforehand, like, hey, think of anything that like maybe you maybe have said that you didn't want to be said. But I feel like generally we have a mindset of we don't like to be filtered. If you want to be on reality TV and you want to have that kind of lifestyle, you need to be real and raw and unfiltered. And that's the way I like to keep my podcast. And so I don't like to edit this. So I feel like if you feel like everything's on board with just posting it after this, I would like to probably post it within the next 24 hours. I can send it to you to review, of course, if you'd like to review it before we
Yeah, I would love to. I'll listen to it, but it's okay. You can go ahead and post it. If
yeah,
if I said something off kilter, it's fine. I said it.
yeah,
If
and
I
you
said something wrong, I didn't mean it.
all
I really do sometimes struggle with talking off the fly, and I really did not prep for this at all because I
yeah,
wanted to come in as authentically as I possibly could.
that's what
Uh,
I was thinking too. So too, I didn't even like. I usually like my phone's been down the whole time. I had a couple questions I wanted to refer back to, and I wanted to make sure I had a definition of what you lived through ready to go. That way, we both
yeah,
to stumble through of like what it actually was. And they gave me a much longer definition, but I was like, let me just make it short and sweet because I feel like people will understand, the
yeah,
gist of it. And if they want to research it, they'll go and research it themselves because there's a lot of people out there who do care, and a lot of people who do want to help, and a lot of people who do want to hear your story. And I'm so excited that we met in the way that we did and that we had the
yeah,
opportunity to get to know each other a little bit more in the way that we did off camera and on camera. And I am excited to come visit you one of these days because it's going to happen. We're going to take that train trip. I'm going to help you plan it. We're going to figure it out, and it's going to be so much fun. And whether it's 6 months from now, a few months from now, or a couple years from now, we will definitely be taking that train trip together to experience North Carolina and wherever else we decide to go together. Because I love to live, learn, and let go. And I feel like after everything we lived through with the spotlight and everything we learned from it, we can just let go and just know that everything we said, did, and processed was for a reason.
yeah.
And it was
Yay.
So, any last words before I turn the recording off? You've got the final word. Because I don't like to have the final word on anything.
Ooh, my final word
Final
again.
for you before I set it off, and you can say whatever you'd like. You get the final word.
Okay, my final word is that I think y'all all should apply the spotlight. So you'll apply the spotlight and then you'll talk to Jess afterwards. Sorry, Mama Jess afterwards, because she is our mom, the,
I'll take it off. Tell others the Mama J. I'll take the Mama Jeff. I love
yeah,
that.
Mama Jess. That's why I keep on calling her that because she represented it was Mother's Day and you were like, you can't let her say.
Yeah, Mama
So
Jeff.
definitely go to spotlight, apply, and then do like me, apply, and then have your best friend apply, and then somehow get on the same episode and not know about it, and then bring your best friend to the end, and then have your best friend say that she saved your life. By the way, her saying that I saved her life to me was wild. I don't know why she would say that. That was terrible. Love her. Terrible jury speech. Steal my
It was
strategy.
beautiful. It was so
And
beautiful. You know, we love a good, beautiful, sappy love story. She saved your life, and it was beautiful. The way she described it was absolutely beautiful. So, you know what? It was meant
yeah,
to be.
but if you want to win, that's how you do it. Just
No, if you
unknown
want
and
to win in the spotlight, you need to be in the spotlight first. That's how you win. We both
you
knew
you
that
me
going.
in the spotlight first, and then vote out the group's eye candy, and then get spotlight again, and then lie to the man that you had a final three alliance with. Tell them that, oh, I was not considering vote you out at all, and then cry about it and be concerned about it, and then vote him out, and then join an alliance that you know nothing about. Be in a six-person alliance, okay, y'all? Be in a six-person alliance that you know nothing about. That friend that you had, make sure they're not in that alliance, and then just start cutting people off with the alliance. Start with the gamers, Jess and Mike, the gamers. Start with them first, and then this is the strategy. I'm giving y'all. I'm giving
You
y'all
know,
tips with the
and
game.
that's the thing is like people think that we have chances to actually think of how we would play the game. No, we
I
didn't have
don't
to
know.
do
I
that.
came in with nothing.
Afterwards, after we rewatch it back, we're like, oh yeah, I would have played the game that way. But no,
Yeah,
not during the moment. We're like, holy fuck, what is even happening?
yeah.
Like, talk about a chicken with their head cut off. That's how I felt playing this start doing game. It was so much fun though. Okay. Well, I like to end every single episode with wishing everybody that's watching so much peace, a whole heck of a lot of love, and some buttercups. But I like to do a whole little saying with it. So if you want to say it with me, I always
Okay.
go peace, peace, love, buttercups, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Yay!